go. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode or recording number 2 for today with the Damage Control fellas. We are going to go ahead and break down Cosmic Crucible, and I'm pausing because I'm like looking at time and looking at topics. I'm like, okay, Cosmic Crucible and War. I'm going to try to squeeze that in on one video as we are getting ready for the new seasons here. So appreciate Jgiusti also. I'm going to kind of include you a little bit because you're all on Twitch sending me some information. So appreciate you, and he's partially on the show too. I'm kind of indirectly going to say that because you definitely help us out.
He is almost like a weekly guest, dude. He may as well have his picture up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw your picture up there too. Definitely put some links onto your channel and stuff like that. But one of the cool things that he did mention, since we're talking about Jgiusti here, giving a bunch of flowers that way, but he is going to be doing that video with mobile. That I think that's kind of a big deal as far as like where he's going to break down kind of what we're doing. This is the elementary level breakdown of Cosmic Crucible, but be ready for the masters level when mobile kicks it off with Jgiusti. So definitely stay tuned for that. But this is just within where we're at in our level gameplay. I have my setup here on Cosmic Crucible, and this is not defensive ready. This was last season's, but I have it up anyways because I want to go ahead and kind of break down the rooms and then the theory crafting behind everything. And we'll take a little sneak peek at what the masters over here have between Jgiusti and Darth. I'm gonna include you, Darth, as far as on what you
don't do that.
But we can compare and contrast. So let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Darth's setup first, and we'll just do one room at a time. We're talking about the first room, and the first room right now is gonna be all about the Raider and Skirmisher tags. And I'm skipping. Let me do the proper thing. First, let's talk about the big overall changes. And the changes are going to be about the symbiotes coming into play, getting that shared tag with the Superior 6 and the Sinister 6. So on defense and offense, the symbiote characters are going to count as Superior 6 and Sinister 6. Those characters on successful attacks are going to bury themselves for 15% of max health, and when successfully attacked, remove revive once from the attacker. On spawn, to gain defensive up. All right, so that's going to be across the board. That's the universal system that you got to be aware of for this season. That really those, I would say 3 teams, right? Symbiotes, Superior 6, Sinister 6. I mean, them all grouped in are going to be the main focal points on what you want to do with them offensively or defensively. Now, the specific rooms, starting with room 1, you got your Raider and Skirmisher traits, and those are going to get extra damage when under 50%. So that's when I jump over. We take a look over here at my buddy's team, and on room 1 that you got set up that you shared is going to be the Unlimited with Phoenix, Unlimited X with Phoenix there. And that defense was really helping me out within the past season, so I'm kind of curious. It looks like you did put all Raider tags. That looks like the theory behind it, right? Because you got Gambit with the Raider.
And I think they were already Raiders anyway. I don't think I had to change tags, but yeah, it's mostly Gambit because when Gambit goes under 50%, he goes into stealth and gets a damage boost, and then Phoenix will give him her damage boost, and then the room will give him a bigger damage boost. So a 3 diamond gear 18 Gambit can cause some real problems. I think, at least if not real problems, calls for a real response that could draw from a different room.
Any reason why someone would not want to put Extreme X into it with the same kind of theory?
I don't think so.
You just rather have one offensive?
I've overall for the first week I went offensive heavy, and so actually my Extreme are in room 6.
Okay.
Just without yeah. So like I wanted to split it. Like originally I had them together, and I had a Hive Mind team with Mysterio and Vulture on defense, and then on more thought I wanted to play with that on offense and see if they could do something cool. So I split the X-Men team into 2 teams to save myself that team.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what the expert, and I don't want to shine too much light as far as embarrassment, but no, this is the guy here, and this is Jgiusti's setup. So pretty much similar. The only difference is you see Sunfire, right? I don't know if the ISOs will change or not, but I mean, this is kind of where the setup is. But that's kind of same theory aspect of it. A little bit of a difference between you and him as far as just really one tune. So looks like
I
I would.
obviously have watched his videos this week. Don't think that I'm nearly as smart as Jgiusti. Believe that everything I took probably came from notes from watching videos that he either starred or co-starred in.
No, it's fine. I just did. If I had like a scorecard, I put check. As far as like, I think this is a
Hmm.
match. This is like a matchup as far as on what the brain trust over there have. Now let's jump over into the second room now. So we just try to skim through it. So the second room is all about the mystic characters. So they're going to gain 20% drain per negative effect on the bleed, opposite down, trauma, or disrupted. All right. So now when we jump back over, and again, sorry, not too savvy, but I want to make sure I have it set up as I pan. Let's pan it this way. You can see it. So pan over, we got the dark code there for you, Darth. So
Yep.
dark code makes a lot of sense within that mystic trait. And I mean, it's kind of straightforward, so I don't think we have to break it down too much there. But that all makes sense for dark code. Let's see what Jgiusti has. Bam. And then he got dark code, and he has Loki in there. Here's the thing about what I've noticed: as you get higher up into levels, that's what you always see the difference of, right? Like when you're in diamond bracket, like I have been for the past few weeks, and I'm trying to work my way up to masters. I noticed that within within the league that I'm in, it's very straightforward. I'm not trying to be like, shun you out a little bit here, Darth, but this is what I see, right? And then when you see like the other higher contests, they always throw like some type of wrench in there with some character, whether it, in theory, should help them or throw people off. And it was just something I just wanted to call out. But I still count that as a check mark for you, Darth. It's matching up with Jgiusti's theory and setup. So that's the mystic characters on room 2. Let's go into room 3. So as we pan and we look over here at the again, don't pay attention to my defense. I'm just reading the traits. When a positive effect is applied to a character, increase the duration of all positive effects on allies of that character by 1 and up to a max of 3. So when we go back into it, I'm going to start off with Darth. I'm going to pan. Thought I can pan this way, right? Here we go. Got the Infinity Watch team over there. Any theories behind that? Because when I'm thinking about that room, about giving positive effects, I mean, they don't, but it's more about is it more about safeguard? Is that kind of where you're coming in with them?
It basically gives them 3 turns of safeguard.
Yeah.
Because each positive effect will count as a positive effect applied. And then if you think about it further, Nebula is going to apply a positive effect on her first turn, and she goes pretty quick. So it just seems like once they start going, as long as I don't know their kids super. I can't think of what other positive effects they're going to give each other. But like, so if Gamora steals a death proof on her next turn and steals it, she'll reapply that third safeguard to Nebula when she gets that death proof, you'd think. And because she would add another stack of all those positive effects. We'll see how it actually works. But when you start out with all those positive effects and safeguard, it seems like a smart thing to do.
Yeah. Makes sense. So, scorecard goes. Check mark again for you, Darth. That's a juicy setup right there. So, yeah, I think it's all within the same concepts. And I think you even talked about this, Dale, too, right? So it's kind of, this is where Infinity Watch seems to hold form as far as being the team in room 3. Let's jump into room 4. We got this setup over here. So in room 4, anytime a character gains energy from an active ability, they gain +1 extra energy. When an enemy character dies, the allied characters gain 1+ ability energy. Ultimate abilities cost 3 more ability. So you're going to be short in the beginning with your abilities, with your ultimates. So this is kind of a rule. This is where I, was saying in the beginning that it's going to be kind of a tricky setup as far as on what you want to decide and how you want to handle the ability energies there for your team. So if I look over, as I'm getting it ready, I'm jumping over to Darth's team. So Darth is jumping with the Secret Defenders in that particular room to hold for this tricky setup. And you're doing the full right now, putting in, and I think Having Strange there is a big deal because of the speed. It's hard to manipulate speed when Strange is part of the setup. If you take him out, then that's when you can kind of manipulate the team a little bit better as far as going after Black Cat or Miss Marvel, really, where you want to prevent her taunt. So he kind of throws a whole wrench into it. So I like leaving him on there. I don't know if you have anything else you want to add as far as the ability aspect. Is there any reason why this team makes sense ability with that boost? Is it just like their specials, right? I mean, all their abilities, specials are really, you're looking at the specials. What team makes more sense having the specials? And that's kind of where I think the Secret Defenders come into it. So let me see if I can jump over to Juicy's room 4.
And then the other side of the coin on that, I'm sorry, the other side of the coin on that is their counters. What are you using to counter that? Your counter, you want to use your new warriors? Well, they're not going to have their ultimates ability available. You want to use your MOE? They're not going to have their ultimates available. So what are you going to use to counter that team now? Because the counters that you know of aren't going to have their weapons to do it.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, you're pulling in a heavy team, or it just it makes for frustration to figure out what they're going to use offensively against the Secret Defenders. Now, what's interesting, as I sneak peeked as you were talking about that into Juicy's team, there's Captain America, and right off the get-go, who's giving out the abilities, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a nice, fat, thick Captain America, too. Good Lord.
Yeah, so that's going to definitely help, and then that's going to get those abilities to try to get Black Cat's ultimate going, really Robbie, right? That ultimate going, too. So it's interesting. All right, so that's room 4. Let's jump into room 5 as we narrow it down to the last 2 rooms here. Now we got the tech characters. This is whenever a tech character uses an ultimate ability, revive an allied tech character at 100% health. So it just seems like it's going to be a nuisance as far as on, who's going to continue to get, revived and stuff like that. It feels like you had to have a team to just go in there quickly, manhandle that tech team, and so it doesn't just efficiency, part of the efficiency battle of it. But as I say all of that, I look over and I see Darth's team. So in your room 5, you got Gamma. And
Gamma Dorm.
Gamma Dorm. And there's not much of any tech characters here?
That's a free room. Okay. For me, that's how I'm treating it. Like, I know that another a team that I could put in there would be Fury New Avengers, because there's a tech character on that team, but I don't, it doesn't, there's not enough pull for that room for me to think it's going to matter, because I would prefer my Kestrel on offense than to put a Pegasus in there. And honestly, putting a Pegasus in there just gets smoked by an Eternals. Even still, a thick Icarus blows you up. I mean, how many ultimates do you think you're going to get to bring back everybody after you then turn rewind to hell? So, as much as a lot, and I'm actually hoping a lot of people put Pegasus in there, because I'm just going to skish it. But I just don't think. I think that I put a lot of investment into my Gamma team early, and I'm trying to stretch them as far as I can. And being offensive heavy lends me to still put them somewhere on defense. And this felt like a free room, and so therefore the room for them.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, there's always that setup, right? From past seasons, you always realize that you just kind of go against whatever the boost is, because it doesn't make sense. You just put a big meaty team in there, like like this one right here, the Gamma team. So let's look into same theory, right? There's Juicy. So he has.
I probably copied his homework.
That's what it feels like. I feel like that teacher that's grading the scores right now, or like the paper, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, who copied who? Nah. But anyways, yeah, there's Juicy. And Juicy has the same aspect. I'm guessing the same theory behind all of that. Within room 5, I don't know. I kind of personally, for myself, I think I'm going to test a tech team. That's just going to be me. I'm going to see what I want to do with it. I'm definitely not going to throw in my, superior Sinister 6 squads. I'd rather use that offensively. But I don't know. I may do something. I'm leaning towards Pegasus, but then I think the hard counter that you just mentioned. Are you talking about Eternals? They're going to go into squish them if you...
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, your Pegasus, like if I see a Pegasus, I'm going to smash it with my Eternals and a speed comp.
Yeah, I figured.
And get good efficiency out of it. That's the thing. Not only am I going to beat it, but I'm going to beat it with really, really good efficiency. So if I put a Pegasus in there and you're smart about it, you're going to get a way better score than you could against my Gambit Dorm, and if you use your new warriors again there, that's a win to me. If it made you use your new warriors, that means they're not available for another room, and that's a win.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. When the higher up you go, that's the chess play of it all. So let's go with the last room then. So in the last room, we got on turn, characters remove all positive effects from self and heal for the 10% max health for each positive effect removed. So that's they called it the health insurance room there. We go into Dart's room, his setup, share it with you guys. And there is where you have your other X-Men team. So this is the new Extreme X team, partial setup without the Gambit. You got Bishop in there. And yeah, I mean, I guess it all kind of makes sense in regards to, the characters remove all positive effects from self and heal. And again, it's more than just a trade of the room itself. It's just dealing with the heavy room. I mean, the X-Men team is pretty much of a nuisance, and I don't think it matters without any other additional boost. Let me look into Jgiusti's team. And same setup. Only difference is there's Dorm. Dorm is in there.
That's probably, not probably, that's got to be better.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
My only thought was the Bishop calls out that taunt early, and then when they kill him, you get an X-Men death, and your Forge goes. But this calls for them to use some Superior 6 setup, maybe. Probably way smarter.
Yeah. All right, but that's just me kind of hearing everything on the fly real quick in regards to Cosmic Crucible battles and the setups there. So that's all I have. I kind of just, I guess briefly, we'll talk about the war. I mean, that whole war thing, we're going to transition. Unless, I don't know, Dale, do you have any questions or ideas or anything you want to add on to what you saw there within the setup for Cosmic Crucible?
Oh, you guys hit all the good points, really. Okay. This is what you're going to see mostly. There's a few variations here and there.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm even showing my room. I feel all embarrassed. Like, don't look at this. Don't look at this. I'm just...
The main worry is what are my attack teams going to be?
Yeah. Boy, I think it leaves... I mean, Dart's kind of outlined a little bit, because when we saw his little cheat sheet, I mean, what I would say... for you, Dart, I mean, when you think about offensive, right? This is the overview of your defensive setup. If y'all want to copy what he has off on one screen.
Oh, they probably don't do that.
No, I mean, it's the same. I mean, all you think about it, right? You got like one tune that's different from Jgiusti.
On a couple, yeah, on the two X-Men teams, we have a little bit different stuff.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. You got Dorm over there. You could just slide him over, and I mean, if you want, or leave it.
But anyway,
what I'm trying to get at is, offensively, what I can see off the bat is we talked about the Eternals. You got New Warriors. You got MOE. You got Superior 6. Right, that's 4 teams already. Who else?
And I got Sus and Apoc.
Sus and Apoc, 5.
And Quicksilver.
Uh-huh.
Like Sus and Apoc could be 2 different teams, like to take other things. So that is what it's going to be the fun part of it for me. Is I'm not, at least for the beginning of the season, I don't have 6 set offense teams that I think I'm going to go in and smash with. I've got those 4 teams that you spoke of, but also I have
Undying.
Hive Mind. Yeah, Undying is there too, and I have Hive Mind with Mysterio and Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds like a lot of fun because Mysterio and Vulture will get their bonuses. The Void Knight and Red Goblin and Carnage, let's say, could go out and do some big damage. It's and get, once their turn meter train starts rolling, it could be dangerous with Vulture's passive speed gain when somebody dies. So that's exactly why I pulled them off of defense and put them on offense, because I thought that sounds like a hell of a lot more fun to do something with than to see what everybody else does against it, at least for this week.
Yep. All makes sense. Well, I'm going to wrap up the video. I'm just thinking to myself as far as jumping into war. It's kind of tic-tac. I mean, if anything, as I will kind of close off. I mean, again, it's a new season. I think the main thing off of it is that, just as a reminder, and that's how I'm going to throw it out here as a reminder, is you're going to have to, if you want to stay engaged and you want to stay competitive within the battle season here, is that it is changing. And help me, guys, what is the featured team? Now, Rebirth is not the featured team. There's someone else of focus, right?
New Warriors is the features team, and Cosmic Heroes are getting big-ass boosts from their rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing. So, yeah, Cosmic Heroes is the big deal. So if I jump into it, I don't know. Did you already change your team or do
I
this?
got a few things moved around in there.
Okay.
You can check it out.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll just leave it at that. We're not going to break down each room. I mean, it's all kind of staying the same, but it's mainly just which is what the guys said with those two trait teams jumping
So
into
like,
it.
Bifrost and Hero Asgardians or Hero Cosmic Team. Infinity War has a lot of hero characters. Everybody but Nebula, I think. Nowhere is full of cosmic heroes. So I might change a few of my things. I might put my sus with my nowhere just to be a dick. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, I do see them on defense now. All right. All right, then. Well, that's going to be it for our little second recording of the show there. I know we're catching our cap off of our personal time with our real life and family. So we're going to end it on YouTube and then we'll close things off on Twitch. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all next week and good luck to your new seasons. As we recap it, I'm laughing, but I'm going to go live again this week. Not live, but I'm going to record my Cosmic Crucible battles pretty fast out there, so you'll be able to go ahead and take a look at see what I'm trying to do, learn from my mistakes it's my theory.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just learn from my mistakes. I'm not like Reminex. He's I do things so you don't have to. That's kind of what I do, but on the reverse aspect, like I'm not paying to do things. I'm not going to spend money, but I'll definitely will theory craft a little bit and kind of experiment. So you definitely, if you want to look at some funny gameplay, check that out. So then we'll see y'all.
I look forward to your videos.
Appreciate it, Darth. All right, y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.